Just wanted to acknowledge our opponent this week. We got a very, very good offensive team coming in here. Great quarterback, very, very well coached. They play well up front, got a lot of weapons, and so we know this is going to be a fun, one of those fun games. The Cowboys are always bring a lot of excitement. There's always a lot of buzz around them, and then obviously they got a good football team. And so we know it's going to be a great challenge, and our guys are up for it and excited about the challenge and ready to get to work and ready to get to Sunday.
All right, we'll start off with Mike Kay.
Hey, Jay, good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to ask you about a player who's been here for a while, but probably hasn't been on a lot of people's radar, and LeBron Ray. He came back and made two pretty big plays in the first quarter. I was just curious, what have you learned about him over the last 3 years, and why has he been one of the mainstays of your defense?
Yeah, no, that's a great to acknowledge him, and he's a really, really good person. First of all, he's tough. He works his butt off. I mean, one of the hardest workers I've ever been around. And when you have a successful unit or a successful team, you got to have guys like LeBron, guys that do all the dirty work that people don't notice but are so critical to success. And he gets in there, he plays a run game, he plays blocks, he's physical, he makes tackles, he hustles. He's got a great play style about him. And there's so many times that he makes, you notice the two tackles he made, obviously, but there's so many significant things that he does in the game that really go unnoticed that he's made over the last couple of years here with us. And so I couldn't have higher praise for a player and a professional, and he's really helped our football team.
And then I just wanted to ask you a little bit off the beaten path, but what makes a good scout team player, in your opinion?
I think somebody, first of all, that is always working on their craft and having the mindset that at any point they're going to be playing on a Sunday. And so you always have to be working towards that. And so I think that's the first and foremost, the most important thing for all the scout guys. And then as you continue to get better, obviously you're providing the look that we need. But like number one priority is to work on your game and get better as a football player.
Jeff Hawkins, followed by David Newton.
Morning, Coach. Can you hear me? I'm in my car system.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Patrick Jones came up with the game-clinching sack Sunday. It was his first sack with the Panthers. How is he evolving into a defensive leader? And also the formation with the four edge rushers and DB at nose. Could we see that formation again in the future?
Yeah, Pat is doing a heck of a job. We really liked the way he played when we evaluated him coming out of Minnesota. This guy plays the game the right way. He's tough, he's physical, sets the edge in the run game. What we really liked is his diversity in terms of the ability to rush outside and then rush inside, especially on those known pass situations. And so he's been really working towards that the whole time we've had him. When you think about just the intangibles, the way he is in the meeting room, very studious, always has his notebooks, asks great questions, a leader of the outside backer room from day one. Coach Andrew Carter did a great thing when we first got here with this group, and he put, when we first got the rookies in, he paired up Scorton and Pat Jones and Princely and Wanham, just kind of giving those guys like a big brother. And so he really took to that role and really did a heck of a job. And as we're growing these young players, he's been very vital and instrumental in that role. And so heck of a leader, heck of a player. The way he is on a practice field it exemplifies what you want from your leaders. And so I couldn't be happier. And, he was banged up a little bit earlier in the season, but that's kind of what we expect from him. The way he's played the last couple of games is what we expect.
Hey, David here. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Wanted to ask you, Derek Brown, Dave Canals was saying how Derek came and said he wanted to get more involved in the pass rush. It's not as simple as just saying, okay, you're a pass rusher now. Kind of take me through the dynamics of what it takes to go from what Derek normally does to becoming a pass rusher.
Well, Derek is always going to be very, very instrumental in our rush plan. I mean, he's one of our best players, if not our best player. And so But you know, I don't want to give away too many trade secrets, but like Derek is a very big part of what we do, obviously, and we have to find opportunities to give him more opportunities, and so much of that is just when we do well on early downs, those pass rush situations, more of them seem to show up, and so that's a big part of what we're trying to get done.
Can you, in general, though? I mean, I'm trying to get you trade secrets. So, I mean, like a guy that's not been a pass rusher his career, to all of a sudden want to do that. What are the nuances that have
Well,
to
I don't
take
know if
place?
I would agree and say he wasn't a pass rusher. I think this guy
Okay.
showed the ability to pass rush, and like all of our guys, we're all working to get better. But I have a lot of faith in Derek's ability to get after the quarterback.
Does he have to get more into the playbook? I'm just trying to figure out the little nuances that are different for him and what he has to do as preparation during the week if he's going to take on more of that role versus just what we're used to seeing.
I think I've answered that question the way I wanted to. Thank you.
Okay, I got you.
Joe Person.
Good morning, EJ.
Hey, good morning.
Wondering, you guys had pretty significant improvement on Darren Waller in the second half of that game last week. What went into that, and what was the key to kind of getting that really cleaned up?
Yeah, I think as the game went through, we were able to make some adjustments, not just myself, but as a staff, and just kind of seeing how they were going to attack us. And, when we prepared for Miami, so much of it obviously featured about what Tyreek Hill was going to do. And so there were some in-game adjustments that needed to be made. And part of it's, okay, hey, give him credit as well. He's a heck of a player. He made some plays as well. And so, but we were certainly able to make some adjustments in game, communicate better, execute a little bit better. And then at the same time, too, when you get the pass rush going as well, that helps.
Has the study this week been similar to last week in that, the Cowboys are missing CD, much like, the Dolphins had lost Tyreek? And how is that, a challenge for you guys as you study the Cowboys?
Yeah, no, it's certainly a challenge, but the way I look at it, especially a player of that caliber, is like, hey, I'm going to prepare for him to play, and then if he doesn't for whatever reason, that's a cherry on top. But we don't want to be surprised if he shows up on Sunday.
And then finally, just kind of what would you say your assessment of of Dak is, in particular, like kind of how he's playing versus maybe a couple of years ago?
Well, I've always had a high amount of respect for Dak, and he is obviously one of the best players and quarterbacks in this league, and he's really been playing at a high level for almost a decade now. And so, he is on one of those rolls right now. When he gets hot, he's as good as anybody, and he's on a roll right now, and they're playing really well offensively. And what you really get impressed by is just the command of the offense, the efficiency and pace with at which they execute with, and he can make all the throws. And so we know that they're efficient. They're going to make plays. That's part of what they do. And so we got to make sure that we're ready for that challenge.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cass, followed by Mike K.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to go back to Jeff's question from earlier because I think it got lost in the shuffle, the second part of it. Having those 4 pass rushers out there together in that personnel grouping a few different times, what is it you like about having all of them out there together, and what do they offer that kind of allows you to do that?
Well, I think week to week, as we look at how we want to affect the quarterback, which is always the priority for what we want to do, we're always trying to devise, okay, what can we do schematically against how they block, how they protect, and what's our best, menu of people, lineup of people that we can send out there against them. And so I think that's something that it's not going to be set in stone. It's a week to week thing. Who's available for us? How do they protect? How do we attack their protections? And so we always want to have the ability to have that diversity and have that element of surprise as well.
Thank you.
Hey, EJ, what have you noticed about Nick Scorton's football IQ and his study aptitude?
Well, I think our scouting staff, led by Dan, identified early on, as we were even before we got him on board, that this guy is high level, intelligent, high level workmanship, high level football intangibles, and so we were excited, and we were very glad that we were able to draft him, obviously, and everything that we've seen since we got him has been kind of verified what we saw before. He works his butt off. He's very intelligent. He continues to get better each week. He's literally improved every week he's played because that's when you prepare the way he does, when you work the way he does, and you get those game reps and game experience, you are going to get better, and he's done that.
He seems to be really good at acknowledging screens and space in particular. Why do you think that is a particular strength?
I think that is instincts, awareness, study. He studies the sets of the tackles. All those things that you factor in your play. Something's off right here. He knows he could smell a rat, and so all of those things I think is part of like his makeup and also his preparation.
We have time for a couple more, so we'll go with Mike Solarte, followed by Darren Gant.
Good morning, EJ. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Staying with the rookies, and I've been kind of in and out, so I apologize if I'm repeating here, but Princely Aman Mielen, as you just finished talking about Nick and another rookie, another guy that's making his way through his first season, where have you seen his kind of strides? Because we talked to him yesterday, and he was talking about his process and how he's trying to continue to grow in this first season. And by no means is he a complete project because he's 5 games into his career. But where have you seen that growth from the time he got to the team?
Yeah, it's the same process that every rookie has. It's figuring out how do I find the right rhythm through the week to prepare myself to play on Sunday. And so I think all of these guys have that challenge. It's important that you lean into the veterans, in their room, lean into like guys like DJ Wanham and Pat. Those guys can give you the example. Hey, this is how I prepare in the week. This is how I prepare physically. This is how I prepare in terms of the mental part of the game. And so I've seen a lot of improvement from all of our young guys in that area, and Princely especially. And so they're doing a great job. The one thing we've consistently challenged him to do is play the run game, and we've seen a lot of improvement in that area. He made the one play on the edge last game against Miami, and so all of these guys are getting better, and it's really the same message for everybody on our team, players and coaches, is that like we want to improve as we work through the season. Like if we can get better every week, we got a chance to get to where we want to get to.
And to follow that up, I'm not sure if you have any say in how guys are assigned locker room stalls, but was Princely being between DJ and Patrick by design so he could, kind of be a sponge between those two?
I'm sure I am not involved, but I'm sure that was strategically planned.
Thanks and good luck.
I was going to ask, you've made a lot of improvements in a lot of areas on defense. Is there a particular thing on third down that you've seen that you guys are a lot better at this year?
I mean, there's certainly things you could point to. I think one thing I will say is that when you look at the secondary, there's been a lot of changes on our team, but the secondary we got a lot of pieces back from last year, and I just think when you have guys that have that experience working together, that's always beneficial. And so as we continue to kind of grow with the newer pieces, having that core foundation of guys like Mike Jack and JC, Nick Scott, Shaw Smith Wade, those guys that have a lot of experience working together is definitely beneficial.
Kevin Tolbert.
You talked about Dak briefly. With regard to him being able to really read defense as well, especially with the pre-snap looks, and that's something that you guys are really built on. What is the most unique challenge with that, in trying to contain him this week?
Yeah, that's certainly a big part of it. We alluded to the operation earlier. This team is, obviously Dak's ability to pre-snap to see the shell and see the contours and the linebackers and alignments and figure out what's going on. But it's also like how they challenge you. Like all of a sudden they earn a first down and they're on the ball and they're going fast, or they'll quick snap you, or he'll use his hard count. So he's got all these different ways, the game outside of the game, where he can really affect the flow of the game and affect how you attack him. So we've got to understand that and be ready to go.